So Michael Kidd-Gilchrist, this offseason gets more and more confusing.
Take note.
Big Beach!
We're here.
My man Alan just did.
It's different this time.
What's up, guys?
Go!
Alright guys, so I wake up this morning hoping to get into some more Knicks free agency talk. Not expecting to get hit in the face with a Michael Kidd-Gilchrist signing. Kind of out of the blue. Another CAA Kentucky guy, so nepotism there if you will. But he comes into the team now and he's on an Exhibit 10 contract, which means he has to earn it during training camp. He won't be on an official contract just yet, but there's a good chance he ends up being on one. We interrupt this regularly scheduled program to remind you that Carmelo Anthony absolutely cooked Michael Kidd-Gilchrist back in the day. En route to his 62 points, MKG played good defense, but there's no defense when Melo's playing like that. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Now obviously with MKG, number 2 overall pick from Charlotte, went to Kentucky like I said, and he was a guy that was touted as a dynamic wing guy. Obviously you knew his defense was there, his shooting has always been an issue, his form is atrocious, he hasn't really gotten much better in that regard, but he's an incredible defensive player, and I think he's someone who's going to give Thibs exactly what he needs on the court. He's going to move the ball when he needs to, you know, be in the right place defensively, so interesting player to bring in. However, this has to be a precursor for a much bigger move. I think the last couple moves have been precursors for way bigger moves on the horizon. It just feels like we have too many players. We've given out some of these contracts that don't make a lot of sense, at least in terms of what the team makeup and what the fit is. And I definitely see something coming. But let's get into MKG and what he did last year. So actually, let's just take a look at his career stats because he didn't really do much last season. 446 games so far, 8.4 points per game, 5.4 boards per game, 1.2 assists. He's shooting 47% from the field, which is surprising, though he's probably smart, taking shots closer to the rim. His 3-point percentage, 27, and his free throw, not too bad at 72. So obviously not a great offensive player by any stretch of the imagination, not even a good one, but obviously an incredible defender. There's a chance here that Thibs is just thinking, I'm going to put out a ridiculous defensive lineup that at least bothers more talented teams so much that we win more regular season games than we should. Or it could definitely be a CAA favor where he gets an Exhibit 10 deal, which gives you a guaranteed $50K. So you can come into camp, train, work out. It doesn't work out, he gets some money for this season, though I'm pretty sure MKG would get signed regardless, at least on the minimum. He's going to play in that wing position. He's going to defend fours. I think he could be a good backup 4. Now for me, this means Julius Randle needs to go. If we're looking at this team and what we're trying to put together, Julius Randle needs to go. They need to clear out some of these guys. I still feel maybe some of these signings that we've seen, there are going to be more details released, like Austin Rivers, for example. It seemed at first he was signed into cap space, but it was actually a sign and trade for a bunch of guys who will probably never come to the NBA, except for Sergio Llull. Shout out to him. He's a great point guard from Real Madrid, but I don't think he's going to come over. He's not going to be our Prigioni this time around. But Michael Kidd-Gilchrist comes in. It's still confusing. The lineup now is stacked. We have, not stacked in terms of quality, but stacked in terms of players. Every position seems to have too many players for it. Now, I know it's going to be a shortened season, a lot of games. Also, COVID. Players could be missing time with COVID. So, there's a chance we see depth being more important this year than previous years. That said, I still feel like there's too much going on here. And I think the Knicks have something else up their sleeve. This front office has been very, very careful in terms of making deals that give them future flexibility, like the Ed Davis deal. So, we will see what happens. Still iffy on it. You know what I mean? Like, there are a couple of signings I've been iffy on. I'm not all gung-ho about this offseason. For me, more than anything, what this offseason has shown is that we have a more creative front office that is just going to do the norm, that they're thinking deeper about things, and maybe they're making, you know, different, more intricate moves than the big ones, though I do think maybe a bigger one is coming. But I think we're going to only be able to judge this at the end of free agency. Training camp starts next week. The schedule is out. Knicks basketball is here. We're excited. Can't wait to post videos every game, all that stuff. So if you're enjoying the content, guys, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Take care. Let me know, what do you think of MKG? How does he fit into the team? Does it mean that Frank Ntilikina maybe now doesn't have a role? Because I saw Frank Ntilikina maybe being that primary defender, maybe on the perimeter, switching up to the 3. But now with MKG here, do we see both him and Frank playing and giving us that defensive backbone? We will see. I still feel like there are trades on the horizon, so I think this Knicks team still has a ways to go. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Peace.